Yes, this is my second version of the interpretation and analysis of Faber's Foreword to A Christmas Carol. And first of all, I this time found a little bit of a more cheerful picture of Scrooge, this time in the Muppets adaptation. Yes, let's start by commenting on the language. I'm going to start out by saying that he uses a lot of adverbs and adjectives, which which is making it easier to identify with Faber and his feelings, especially. Furthermore, he uses many formal and uncommon words, and his terminology supports his argumentation, which makes it easier for Faber to make the readers agree with him, because you don't want to argue against him. And his target group is definitely not like children, but more of maybe adults, because of his language. Or like, I'm 17 years old and I understand it, but not for very, very small children, like maybe the Muppets adaptation of the movie is. His argumentation is throughout the whole forward completely confident. Like he's completely confident about the correctness in his argumentation. It's written as if there were facts, and this affects the reader. It affects the reader in the way that it's convincing us as readers. Facts are convincing, and by convincing, he is building trustworthiness, which is important if his target is to like make us want to agree with him. His arguments are ethos, like the lingual form of his argumentation confirms the credibility of the writer, and he therefore becomes trustworthy. And then I've said that logos, obviously, in his argumentation, he uses logos again to gain this credibility, as mentioned. Then I'm convinced that while writing this forward, Faber have had the rhetorical pentagram in the back of his head the whole time. The thing the rhetorical pentagram does, it's like gains credibility if you like think about what you're writing and not just writing. Like there are those different spots that you want to think about while reading, and yeah, you can definitely see that Faber have seen this before. The impact of Christmas Carol has had on modern Christmas, according to Faber, of course. First of all, Faber thinks that it's very important for our modern Christmas. Like, I wanna read this quote. Very few stories embody a human truth so definitively that we cannot think of the truth without remembering the story, and cannot imagine how people ever got by without it. These two lines, they really made it for me. He thinks it's so important, and even like comparing the importance of it to Cain and Abel. So yeah, he thinks that it has had a lot of impact, and I agree with him. Definitely. Everybody knows the Christmas Carol, I think. Well around, I would like to say. Then Faber argues for the fact that Dickens actually implemented some of the English Christmas traditions that still exist. And then I've got this example with the family eating goose and dreaming about tasting turkey. And this can be put into perspective to, there can be drawn parallels to this in the Disney movie as well, where you see the family and Tiny Tim eating goose for Christmas. And yeah, generally, Faber just thinks that it has had a very big impact on the modern Christmas we know today.